and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, we shall have roll call. Buck Johnson here.
Jeff Jones.
Mike Spinks.
Tony Floyd.
Scott Barnett.
Covenant Levy.
And we have also administrative people. I have Mr. Hunter here and myself for the attorney. Okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, we'd like to do the approval of the minutes from the previous meeting. If anyone has looked at it, or
I have. I'll motion to approve.
I've heard a motion to approve and second it.
Yeah.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say likewise. New business.
If I could pass around the signature block for those particular minutes then. And we can begin the new business approvals process at all. I thought I'd give you some guidance here about how we're going to do this at all. Brett, you want to come forward here? Sure. If you would have a place at the mic here. This is an application for approval of the plat. That's one thing. And number two is for the rezoning. Okay? So if you would speak to the plat, your plan of action and what you have accomplished so far, that would be good.
Yes, on the plat, we had the survey done. I met with Hunter and Josh down there last week, kind of walked them around, showed them the open areas that we'd like to put some little duplexes in on that area. So that was around the houses and the old block building that's there, and then there's a pole building down there. And so we wanted to kind of work around on the open areas there of what this is. And then maybe, I would assume, since this is all one piece, it would be maybe called A, B, C, D, or something like that.
I'm looking at the plat again, and I was trying to remember, did they identify the areas for access, the areas for easements of utilities on there? Is there a dotted line of some nature that shows the connection points for sewer and water to the residences?
No, it doesn't show it on there. I mean, it's on both streets.
It
surrounds it on three sides.
This would have the town sewer department hooked onto it.
Correct.
And the Blossom Water Corporation.
Correct.
Okay. Are there any septic locations on that property at the present time?
Not that I'm aware of.
All right. Now, you understand the plat ultimately will need to be on Mylar presented by the surveyor involved in the town for
Okay.
approval. Okay. So, first of all, let's start the discussion. Are there any discussions around the boardroom here concerning the nature of what is proposed to be done?
Could you just bullet point it one more time? I drove by there this morning, just kind of looking in, but just bullet points, we're gonna do this and this and this.
Okay. And I didn't design it exactly out on, but the layout over on Hyde Street, there's, on the south, east side off of Hyde, there's a vacant lot over to the first house over to the west.
Yeah.
And so that's an area we thought we could get some duplexes in right there. And then all the way over to the west side, that's a vacant lot there. And we thought we could get some duplexes there. And then there's a space right in the middle to the north, to the west of the pole, a white pole building there.
The old auction place.
And then the two houses that are already existing there, just leave those like they are. And then we would remodel the block building that's on Hyde Street that was referred to as the Mobley Building, or the people that had rented it before.
Is the sawmill done being a sawmill?
No, the sawmill, we're still planning on having the sawmill over there, so, I mean, it's just been a slow process since we bought it, but we've been working on it.
Well, that create any traffic problem for the people living in there then, still gonna operate, or?
I don't think it will. I mean, obviously you've got more activity there with the old Finzer building and with the
Yeah.
stone business that was there, but, K-Spears sawed logs for us full-time when they were running, so it's gonna be the same traffic that they had before going in and out there, so, on Market Street. I think that, you know, some of the better fits on High Street and Walnut would be, in my opinion, a better entrances. Hunter was down there, and I think he probably agrees with me, but that, you know, those are
An entrance similar to the north.
on the north I
Yeah.
think that on Walnut there would probably be, I mean, it's a dead-end street there, so that would probably make on that, I mean, right there on Hyde Street would be a good entrance for the others, so.
And how many units is it again?
Haven't measured it out to see what would possibly fit there, so.
Ballpark, you're thinking like,
5 or 6.
Yeah,
Yeah.
5 or 6 units. So
3 total duplexes, 5 or 6 total units, or?
I
5
think we could get 5 duplexes.
duplexes?
Yeah.
Nice, okay. I mean, I don't know if we're to this point in the conversation yet, but I think it's a great opportunity to add housing, we need it. Duplexes are great, approachable, affordable rental or home buyer opportunities for young families, and, yeah, I think it's a great opportunity
Would
to
they
add
be
housing.
similar to what's down the street east, down past the fire department area, that kind of housing? or-
I'm not gonna, I don't think I'll do 2-story like they did.
Oh, no.
But,
Like,
but it'll be new stick-built
Yeah.
Kind of what they did on
units.
West Street, there's 2 duplexes there on West Street, West Indiana.
yeah.
You're right, yeah, something
Some-
similar possibly. I mean, it's possible to, you know, maybe do a 2-story, but I was kind of leaning against that, so.
Do you have any plans on how soon, or
Probably
once you get approval?
6, 8 months down the road,
Yeah.
so, because I'm gonna obviously have to get with someone to design it out
Right,
and
right.
stuff, and, so, that I have not done that yet, so. But hopefully within the year,
It's gonna be a big improvement for this area.
Next spring.
Yeah.
yeah.
I like it.
I was gonna add, I drew up the map here based on our conversation. I know that we talked about an access drive to the backside of the 2 or 3 duplexes, and we talked about a potential drive here. But that wasn't really set in stone whether that secondary access would be available. But this is essentially what you're planning for, right?
Correct.
Is it meant to, is the intention to make it kind of like a little neighborhood in and of itself, kind of a contained, like,
To a certain, I mean, not all, I don't think all the driveways can come off of Walnut Street.
yeah,
You know, I think that the one there to the southeast on the bottom right corner there, I would think that might be like he's got drawn in access off of Hyde Street there.
gotcha, yep,
Um,
okay. Cool.
The existing housing,
They would stay the same
Stay the same,
for now, so.
yeah.
We gotta get some neighbors.
Anybody else got any questions?
Okay, so, the first item on the agenda is whether you will approve the proposed plat. And I think the plat could be approved a little bit easier if we would also show the line items of the sewer lines and water lines on the properties, if we could have that as part of it. Shawd Record do this for you?
Did what?
Did Shawd Record do the survey for you?
Yes.
Yes, he could put those in easily, kind of thing, and all, so. And we need to have it submitted on a Mylar so that it can be signed by the town board ultimately, and then recordable in that form.
Okay.
All right. So as to the plat, are there any other questions that board members have with regard to what the proposal is to use the property in this, divided in this way?
Is that the current residents occupy?
Yes.
Have you had any comments about anything?
No,
Or comment?
Bill has lived there 30-some years, so, but, I mean, he knows all about it, and then the other renter,
Nobody's like throwing up their arms or anything.
Not that I know of, you know, and I talked to the Stonecast guy and I talked to Randers and told them what my intentions were, so.
Yeah.
I didn't ask them their opinion, but I just told them ahead of time what I was hoping to do, and
Yeah.
I knew they would get their letters, so I talked to them before the letters went out to both of them, so.
Okay, before going on for approval on this, we ought to discuss, I think, the rezoning application as well. This is currently in an industrial location as far as zone coding is, and the application is to make it a residential area. It is obviously bordered by other residential properties type thing in that area, and I don't think that it really has had the true industrial aspect to it for a long, long time at all. It was anticipated it might be at one point in time, and it was taken in that way, but I think that in reality, it's only been slightly commercial, if you want to call it. So, what questions do we have with regard to the residential character that is being sought for the rezone?
As far as like whether it would be like R1, R2?
The R2 is the application.
Okay. Like any reservations we have about that being up next to the industrial site?
Right. Now, will you have any more than 3 tenants in any of the units?
One unit being 3 individual,
3
No.
individual tenants living in any one unit?
oh, you mean it's like a family?
Yeah, there are state design requirements for some of these types of facilities. You'll need to check into that. It won't affect your application to make the rezone, but it does affect the ability to issue the building permit, okay?
We'll go by whatever code
Yeah.
is, so,
Your designer will.
yeah.
Yeah, check on that with us,
Sure.
state building people and all. The design releases are usually, for example. if-
Hunter and Josh had brought that up to me when we
If
met.
there was
Yeah.
any kind of condominium style or things like that, townhouse might be in that category, okay? So you want to check on that. But again, it doesn't affect the rezone, just the ultimate building permit, no.
Could you break down the difference between R1 and R2, just for my awareness?
Well, R1, I believe, is what we have for our,
Single family?
yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
single family detached?
Yeah.
Okay.
The R2 includes such things as your trailer park
Okay.
as well, okay?
But it would be like multifamily
Yes,
duplexes,
yes,
right? Apartments would be,
yep.
okay.
Yep.
Okay.
R1 is the, what would you call it, the traditional single-family dwelling, okay?
Gotcha. Like subdivisions and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I mean, R2 makes sense, I don't mind that it's next to that, it's a sawmill, right, or a logging, or sawmill, no?
Sawmill.
Sawmill, yeah, I mean, it's not like they were dumping like laundry chemicals, I mean, you know, it's nothing hazardous that I would worry about in the soil or anything.
No, the only issue sometimes will become that if you've got any kind of commercial activity nearby, are the hours of operation or noise factors or environmental factors deleterious to the residential character?
Bill's been there 30 years. I feel like it's something you go in knowing if you're a renter looking at those
Yeah.
duplexes, you are
He
aware of the
worked at the
sawmill.
sawmill for Casper's for
Yeah,
30-some years.
it would just be
too,
something
so-
you would wanna disclose to prospective tenants that, hey, we've
Yeah.
got this sawmill that operates 24 hours, right? 24 hours, so maybe going on at night, it's kinda like if you live next to a train track, you just get used to it, it's not ideal, but.
There's a train
And
track
there's a train
there.
track there.
Yeah, okay, so it's gonna be noisy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think people, as long as they know what they're getting into, I don't see why.
Rick, do you know,
And they're next to the sewer plant.
Yeah, so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
can't guarantee what's there.
You're right.
We try to do our
And when is that expansion happening, or is it planned
TBD.
yet?
planned expansion of the sewer plant as soon as we get our financing lined up. We're
Yeah,
getting close, getting close.
yeah.
Well, this entire area has an orange, except for the one green space lot. It's all an eyesore, so any kind of improvements is gonna be.
Yeah.
Yeah, gonna be good for the town.
So in order to approve a rezone, you are required to make the finding that the rezone is consistent with the comprehensive plan for the town of Spencer vicinity, that it does not cause an adversarial, an adverse effect against the property owners on the sides of it or adjacent to it, and that it is necessary and expedient for the benefit of economic growth and consistent with the comprehensive plan, and that the plan has been reviewed and noticed at all. I would note for the record in this matter that notice has been given to the adjacent landowners, public notice has been issued, and no objections have been received by anyone. All the appropriate fees have been paid in this case, and that it is eligible for consideration of the board.
Do we need to cite, like, page numbers of the comprehensive plan when we're saying like?
No,
Okay.
just that it comports with the overall.
I believe it does. Having read it a couple of times, there's definitely content in there about the need for housing and increased, residential opportunities for our commuting population and the workforce and things like that. So I think it definitely comports with workforce development, economic development, everything.
Well, if the board would want to move to adopt the plan, adopt the findings that are required to make the rezone, that would be an appropriate part of the motions for the board at this time.
You have heard from Richards. Do I have a request for approval? Someone make a motion?
I make a motion to approve?
Okay, first it's for the findings to be approved,
Okay, I make a motion for the
Okay.
findings to be approved.
I'll second it.
and
All
then
in
a
favor?
motion for the approval of the rezone.
Okay, go ahead.
Do you approve the rezone?
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to approve the. All right,
I'll second.
all right.
Okay.
We've had
And
first
then
and
finally,
seconds approved.
there would be the motion for the approval of the plat.
Okay,
I'll make that motion.
I'll
Approval of
second
the plat.
All in favor?
all in
Aye.
favor?
Okay.
Thank you.
Now, one of the nuances and factors involved here is there will be a requirement, of course, that the Mylar plat be submitted to the town council. This is an advisory board, so the decision here will be given to the town board for final approval at the next regular meeting, okay? And at that time, we would be prepared to sign the
Right.
plat.
Yeah.
If you are having any subdivision requirements and all, any kind of conditions, covenants and all that you want to put, Sean can put those on that plat if he wishes to do so, okay? And then further, not part of this process, but the part of the building permit approval will be ensuring that none of the requirements are going to require state building approval. So those are the only notes to that particular set of votes, okay?
Okay.
All right. You had asked some more information about the shortage of housing and all. Was that information useful to you?
The first one that popped up one from 2020. It didn't have the information you were talking about in it. I think the 2024 may have what I'm looking for.
The information that is available on the ROI site has been that there's a need for 490 units before 2030 and another 430 units by 2035. And that is before they took into account many of the expansions that we've had recently. So we have a need for, in the next 10 years, 1,000 housing units. That's a combination of both single-family and multifamily residences.
That's in the town and the county.
Town and county, yeah.
Yeah.
That's where Ellisville's building over there.
And so if I get online on ROI,
Yeah.
Owen
Yeah.
County,
Yeah.
If you will look up the
Regional opportunity initiative.
yeah, regional opportunities. okay?
Opportunity.
And there's a whole dossier there that gives the population changes and all of these statistics about the demographics of the town of Spencer. Look for the town of Spencer distinctly from Owen County. Owen County has housing needs above and beyond what the town needs.
Yeah, they go.
Was this ROI's housing study, would that would be what you would look for?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
housing study.
It was done, what, 7 years?
2023.
Yeah.
It's quite interesting to see. I might report to everybody that we just got news that the state revolving fund is willing to provide us a $7.5 million loan and also a $5 million grant
Yeah.
for the improvements to our sewer system. This is a fantastic outcome.
Just came out,
Uh,
hot off the press.
We,
yeah.
we need to do this, of course, to meet the capacity that is going to be required to handle the housing subdivisions and the other growth that the town and county
Yeah.
will encounter, so.
For the loan, we're working out a pattern of rate increases that will not
There
kill
will be
everybody.
rate increases in order to accommodate everything, but partly our rates will also influence the ability to get the loan
Yes, yes.
and the grant,
Yeah.
so.
Is this a prime-based, what kind of term, the loan,
Um,
the rate and the term?
I don't have that information quite yet, but
Usually
it's attractive, I'll tell you that.
The rate is a combination of bonds being
Yeah,
sold and
yeah.
that, and so it doesn't come out to the very last quarter of it.
It will be certainly an attractive rate compared
Yeah,
to
they do.
what the commercial rates would be for other kinds of loans and all. And we are not giving up on other sources of revenue and increasing funding for financing from things like rural development, stuff like that, because there are other projects we need to do. Our long-term goal for the town is to develop an infrastructure that will sustain itself for 35 years. That is,
It's
big
including
plate.
what we branched out to as well as in town, yeah.
Is Mr. Franklin, you know, do we need to address anything else on his?
I was just gonna ask you, anything else you need for,
The Mylar I need to get turned into Tiffany?
yeah.
Okay, and when is the next town meeting? Do I need to attend
Next
that
town
meeting?
board meeting is,
September 2nd.
next Monday night, right?
Yeah,
Excuse me, Tuesday, because it's Labor Day.
yeah, it's Labor Day, it's one day after the
Yeah, day
second.
after.
The second, yeah.
Yeah.
6 o'clock?
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much. Richard, going back to it's the RIF, loans, is that the program? RIF funding that,
Well, this is SRF, is the funding
State
source.
revolving fund.
State
Okay.
revolving fund,
Okay.
okay? And they will be the ones that will handle the entire transaction now.
cool.
So we have state revolving funds at the present time, and we're working with them on that. They have been very good to work with and very understanding, very sympathetic actually, to what we've been trying to do in Spencer, Indiana.
They came down to the site,
Yeah.
looked at it, yeah. they
It's
did.
exciting. I think you and I had emailed back and forth at one point, and you mentioned some like progressive housing, like zoning strategies that they wanted to see kind of like
Mhm.
new this year in order to be moved up on the list. They wanted to see these actions taken. Is
And
that still?
we actually did that exercise, and we were able to move up. When the first rating
Yeah.
was done, we were
18.
like 16th on the
16th, yeah.
list, okay?
Okay.
And typically, they fund the first 10.
Uh-huh.
So after Commonwealth got back to them and showed them what we were doing and the
Okay.
specific locations
They
and
made the
areas working
case.
in, we met some of those additional criteria, and we moved up to number 6 out of the entire state.
That's what helped on the bond and the
It
forgivable loan.
it was
Yeah.
really a significant.
They actually looked at the grading sheet and they redefined
Uh,
where they had
That's a good
missed our
consulting firm.
grading, yeah.
Some of those things that
Yeah.
they put out from SRF about improving scores and stuff like that, and wanting to see actions taken on behalf of the towns and counties and all municipalities generally. Some of them are not really available to small towns and rural areas
Right.
as much as they are others.
It wouldn't.
But within the scope of what we could control, we did the maximum we could within what we could control.
Is there anything outstanding from their list of, I don't know how they, if it was called progressive housing strategy or however they called it, that we could consider for our zoning code? That would.
I think we are actually operating at a pretty good condition and all. We seem to have some of the efficiencies they were looking for. As I said, there's some things we just can't do much about. We don't have, for example, grocery stores that are exactly so many miles away from every person who could be within the jurisdictions and all, which are those things that cause points to be lost and all. So, we're doing a pretty good job, and evidence of that is the loan itself.
So it actually we were actually like green
Yeah.
light, we got it.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
So exciting.
They just announced.
That's very exciting. Congrats to all who worked on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a team effort because, quite frankly, everything that you every capacity. You know, all of our efforts that are being done now for the Cooper Park and Cooper Commons area is enhancing the overall aspect of the town of Spencer.
Yeah.
And it's really stepping up to what the community would like to see and needs, in order to flourish. So those are good things.
Great.
Thank you. Any old business, other than what Richard's been talking about?
I
We've been
don't know,
talking-
I don't know if it's old business, but the presentation I made at our last meeting about ADUs and putting language in our code to enshrine those by right, we still need to look at some example ordinance language together as a group and decide, you know, what we're comfortable with.
And
all
to that end, we've pulled a couple of examples that are available, and by the next meeting, we will have those drafts for everyone's inclusion. And I'm gonna give you a sort of a voting sheet that you could look at before the meeting
Okay.
to see about whether certain characteristics should be included or not, okay? A common example would be, do you want a cosmetic similarity between the ADU unit and the home itself and all, okay? Those kinds of things and all, but we need to sort of make sure everybody's got a consensus about that is embedded in the.
That
in the
ADU
application.
acronym means what?
Accessory dwelling unit,
There you go.
also known as a backyard cottage, granny flat, in-law suite, et cetera.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So we've got about 10 points that we want to raise that ought to be decided to be included or excluded from the ordinance type thing and all. But we'll have an example for you and be able to put this in play this year for certain.
Great.
exciting, thank
Good.
you.
Good idea. brought it
Yeah,
out.
well, it wasn't my idea, there's, lots of places around the country that are trying to take some.
But
of
you
those
brought
out.
it here.
That's right, thank you.
We're gonna be the,
What can I say? We already have them, I mean, yeah, it's not new, it's kind of a return to what we used to do, so.
Anyone else? Any public comment? They're very quiet, you notice that?
well, we have public hearings one of these days.
That's right.
too.
All right. Thank you. If that is it, I'll call the meeting to adjourn.
Thanks, Richard, do you want this back?
I do. I think, you may take the contents and give me the folder.
Yeah, I want the
Okay.
folders back.
Thank you so much.
Recycles it.
See you guys next month.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do a lot of going everywhere.
Understand.
I appreciate it, thank you.
Good to see you.
The main table is
Hey,
open.
Tony. Thanks again, you guys, for all you did.
Oh, no problem.
And Chris? Leah?
Yeah,
Taking that pickleball in. I haven't
played it, I played a little, few times, but until I give up tennis. I'm
US
probably not
Open's
gonna switch.
going on now,
Yeah.
we're right after Sherry lives on Long Island.
Oh, wow.
Something, she got to go.
All right, we'll call the August 26th meeting of the Town of Spencer Board of Zoning Appeals to order. And start with our roll call. Chris Connor, present.
Hunter Starksville, present.
Leah Taylor present.
Buck Johnson present.
And I think we just are missing Ed Hines.
Yeah.
Minutes from the prior meeting. If anybody has any questions or changes to be made.
Didn't do
otherwise-
much.
There's not much on there.
I was out of town, but.
So if we could have a motion to approve those minutes.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
We got a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that's approved. Any new business?
Let me just summarize again what we did for the planning commission, moving forward then on Brett Franklin's application and all. And I'm not certain that we have anything yet that will get into a into a BZA issue. BZA issues involve variances existing ordinances because of some unique circumstance of that property, because of the topography, the uses of the property, some contingency that's unusual, and, or perhaps a home office or something like that. So we don't have much business to do in that BZA category very often. I do suspicion we're going to get some coming on, okay? We know that the housing unit at Texas Pike is going to be ultimately about 99 units and all out there. And several of those persons have indicated a desire to have remote commercial activity, okay? So that there will be some potentially home offices and things like that as space at all. And there probably will be some needs for variances, if anything builds near those subdivisions and all, to accommodate the uses of the Texas Pike properties because of the density of traffic and things like that you'll have. So we'll have some foreseeable things coming on in the future about those. But that's the biggest area, I think, of activity that we might see. Again, the town is having a very good circumstance with SRF getting funding for the sewer capacity increases. That is going to be a major impact. I'm hoping again that we can build a good rapport with the county officials to understand how much the town is doing and how we are the only resource for the wastewater treatment and the need for additional growth in the county as well as the town. The other thing is, of course, that we want to help them define how they're going to handle this new jail facility and how that will impact our sewer capacity issues, because it will have very spot locations where we need to have some extraordinary engineering work that is collaborated between the county and the town. The other thing I think too is the downtown area. Main Street has done some really good work in terms of putting things together. We need to make sure we can both fund those resources and contribute to the overall plan of action. It will be true, as I've told Main Street, that we will probably want the town of Spencer to acquire some of the properties that Main Street is developing so that we would have the long-term maintenance responsibilities for those facilities, because Main Street will not have the capacity to do that usually. So we're looking at those things. Lots of options and things going on, and we really had some pretty good events that we've been put together here that have drawn pretty good crowds and still do, but I think those are all good. It's just a matter of trying to accommodate everything, and everything is expensive, unfortunately.
And to expand on that, wastewater being expensive, that line upgrade based on our engineers was about $2 million. Just replacing line. But, yeah, I already signed that.
Is there a definitive spot where the gel is gonna go, new gel?
Again, the what?
Like a definitive spot that's been determined where the gel is gonna go?
We've heard things, but there's nothing official yet. And we are trying to set up a meeting right now between engineers about the matter. But there's been discussion of the Hayden Road location properties and all, and the biggest problem is that the main sewer junction would be there nearby the school and Cook and all, okay? Which is got everything coming together in one of the most dense locations you could possibly put it. And the town would not be able to fund that by itself. There's a long lateral line that will need to go to that property, and there's gonna have to be contribution by whatever the county's gonna do. The county's got issues with regard to the entire jail process, because you're talking about a structure that will probably be the most expensive piece of public construction we've ever done in the county, and a long-term debt that will be with that, along with the operating costs that are associated with that. So the decision needs to be judicious in taking into account the financial impact, not only just for what it costs the county right now, but what the long-term costs are, and the fact that it's not a resource that produces income. It's one that unfortunately is a subsidy for what you have to have. if everybody in Owen County could behave, we wouldn't have a problem.
That would be good, you would like that.
But we
We'd
haven't
all
found the
enjoy that.
solution to that yet, so.
Dream on, yeah.
I'm trying at school every day, learn to behave.
I don't know that did I pass around this, oh, I didn't hear. Pass around the signatures for the minutes, if I may.
Yep.
Oh, I got them,
Yep, we
okay,
got 'em.
I got them here. Good, we're
Did I
good.
sign that?
All right.
Do what?
Did I sign that?
I don't know.
No, I don't know whether you did, let's see.
I think I did, yeah.
I think
You
got
did.
it. I think you got it.
I was like,
Okay.
I think you handed it to me.
First signs of dementia, you know?
Yeah, I know.
All right, do we have any old business? We have any BZA comments? If not, we'll have a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion?
I'll
Got a
second.
motion? You got a second? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thank you.
Thank you.
There's for the back.